Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Cody Charnell, investor and multifamily real estate broker here in Long Beach. And today we're going to be checking out this 4-unit property that recently closed escrow. This one's interesting because it closed for almost $2 million. So this is a really high price point for a 4-unit in Long Beach, but I think there is a lot of upside on this deal. So it's an interesting one to check out to see what's happening in the local market. Just a little disclosure, I was not involved in this transaction. This is merely to show you what's happening in the market and give you a better understanding of how I underwrite deals. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please drop me a like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the property address on this one is 2627 East Broadway. You can see it on the map here. It's located in the Bluff Heights neighborhood of Long Beach, on Broadway. And Broadway is one of the major thoroughfares that cuts through this neighborhood. You do have shopping and entertainment on this street, so tenants have access to coffee shops, bars, restaurants, things like that. You're also basically 1 block away from the ocean here, so you can get easy access to the beach. And this neighborhood is pretty much equal distance from 2nd Street, which has a lot of shopping and entertainment as well, and downtown Long Beach over here. So really desirable rental location. Something else about this neighborhood that I find really attractive is if you do deluxe renovations on units in a neighborhood like this and make them really nice, you can push rents pretty far. So you can even outperform what market rents or average rents in the area are going for. So I think that might be the play for the investor who bought this property. And we'll take a little bit closer look at that in just a few minutes here. Some other cool things about this neighborhood. So you're just on the border of Carroll Park here, which is a historical neighborhood. And actually Bluff Heights and Bluff Park are also historical neighborhoods. So if we zoom in here, I'll show you on a map. So one way to tell when you're in a historical neighborhood in Long Beach is by the street signs. So most of the time in Long Beach, the street signs are going to be blue, but when they're white like this, that means you are in a historical district. So you'll find kind of older, cool architecture in an area like this. So this property is 1970s construction. And actually, let's take a closer look at the property details now. Okay, so here we are back at the overhead view of the property. So 4 units, it's 4,500 square feet of living space. So these are big units. There's one kind of owner's unit at the front that's 1,403 square feet, and then the other 3 units are a little over 1,000 square feet each. All 4 units are 2-bed, 2.5 bath. And like I mentioned, this is 1970s construction. So you're going to have probably pretty decent layouts with these units because they are a little bit more modern than a lot of the construction in Long Beach. At the back of the lot, you have 3 1-car garages and a 2-car garage. And because this is a multifamily property, you have the option of either converting those garages into an ADU, or because you have total lot space is 7,180 square feet. And it looks like one of the units will be delivered or was delivered vacant, which is a big plus. So someone could renovate that one and rent it out at market rent. So if we take a look at some of the listing photos here, you can see the garages, you can see some additional parking spaces at the back of the lot where you could potentially build ADUs, and you can see that vacant unit. So it is dated, it is kind of 1970s era finishes, the carpet, the tile, kind of the older counters and cabinets. But it does look like a fairly spacious unit. And it doesn't look like this property was neglected by any means. It looks like they've taken good care of it and it's not been beat up. They haven't let a bunch of deferred maintenance build up. So overall, I think that's a really good sign for this building. Okay, so now that we've seen a little bit more about the property, let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, so here is my pro forma for this property. They originally had this one listed at 1.95 million, and it actually sold for over asking price. It was only on the market for 9 days, and you can see a little bit more about property details here. So we have our rents down below here. This is the vacant unit. So what I've done is I've put in kind of my estimate for market rent for that one, so 2,700. I think if you did a deluxe renovation, you could definitely get that, maybe even a bit more. And you can see what the other 3 units are rented for. So you have one already rented out at 2,500 a month, one at 2,000, and one at 1,625. So one thing that I really like about having a unit already vacant at this property is once this is rented or once this is renovated, you could potentially offer it to these other tenants and see if they're willing to move into it and pay the new market rent. That would save you a lot of money and time trying to find a new tenant and also having to pay any of these existing tenants relocation assistance, which in the city of Long Beach right now is $4,500. You have to pull permits, show that you're going to substantially renovate a unit, and then pay the tenant $4,500 to get these ones vacant. So alternative to that, you could offer cash for keys, but no guarantee that a tenant would take it. Up here in the financing section, you can see kind of my estimates for financing. So I'm showing you what the numbers look like with about 50% down. If you're putting that much down, your interest rate gets more attractive. So with a 25% down payment, you're probably looking at a rate closer to 6.8%, but with a bigger down payment, it's less risky for the bank, so they offer you a better rate. So you do have that going for you on this one. And then down here at the bottom, I've put in some garage income. So we'll look at it with market rents. You're also going to be earning garage income. And then you can see here, I have market rents for all 4 units at 2,700 a month. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change the 1,400 square foot unit to 3,000 a month. And then these other 3 are about 1,000, a little over 1,000 square feet. So we'll keep those at 2,700. If we come to the summary tab, you can see what the metrics look like. So at our purchase price of 1.97 million, property is priced at 18.6 times gross. After increasing rents, we can get it to operate at 14.2 times gross, which is about a 4.5% cap rate with my expense estimates down here. And then you can see what I'm including for upfront investment. So we're expecting 50% down, our closing costs of about 2%, and then I'm including renovation budget of $30,000 per unit to do those deluxe upgrades that I was talking about. Right off the bat, if we're including, the vacancy expense, repairs and maintenance, property management, and all the rest, this property is still going to be negative about $13,000 per year, or $1,100 a month. But once you get rents up to market, it will be cash flowing about $15,000 a year, or $1,260 a month. I mean, keep in mind, on a normal month where you have, full occupancy and also no repairs and maintenance, since you are planning to spend $30,000 a unit upgrading these units, which will cut down on, your annual maintenance budget, it'll cash flow a bit better than that. So you can see here what the number might look like if you fully stabilize this building. So you can get it to a point where it'll cash flow, and then you also will realize the 4 main returns in real estate that you see on any property. So you have your appreciation, and you're using leverage here. So you're basically like supercharging that appreciation rate. You do have your cash flow, tax shelter benefits, and you are paying down the principal balance on the loan. So in the first year, if you're able to fully stabilize this one, you are going to be doing pretty well in overall return. In an area like this will be an awesome property to buy and hold over the long run. Now let's take a look at what ADUs might do to kind of supercharge this. So if we were to, let's say, convert those garages into an ADU, so we'll add 1 unit. Most garages are like a single car garage is about 10 feet wide by 20 feet deep. So we have 3 1-car garages and a 2-car garage. So I'm going to estimate that this is probably 900 to 1,000 square foot building that houses our garages. So with that much square footage, I'm betting you can do like a 3-bed, 1-bath unit and charge around $3,000 a month for it. That conversion, let's say we're going to estimate $140,000. And let's see what that does to the numbers here. So drops our market gross rent multiplier significantly, and it really boosts our cash flow. So I've heard people describe building ADU units where you're basically doing a development play, but you're getting the land for free since it came with your investment property. So it really supercharges the cash flow. If we were to recalculate market value, and let's say you could sell this at 13.5 times gross, our new value on this property is closer to 2.35 million. So the ADU would be a really interesting way to go. If you did the ground up construction, you could add 2 ADUs, which would be a little bit more expensive, but I think numbers could look attractive as well. So that's the property. I hope you got some value out of this video. I'd love to hear about what you think about this specific deal and if this is a property that you would have invested in. I'm trying to put these videos out frequently, so if you have any other properties that you would like me to do a video analysis on, please feel free to send them my way. And remember, invest well, trust Cody Charnell.